Hey there, peeps. Welcome to AV Shoots and Ladders. I am Jennifer Weaver, and I am going to be your host of this podcast. So, kind of how we got here is I am currently unemployed and looking for a job. Hopefully, that doesn't last too long. But in my process of looking and applying and networking, I've realized there's a lot that we probably aren't doing to get hired here in the AV industry. Our resumes are long, right? They want you to have a resume that's a page or two. Well, I've been in the industry for 18 years. I have a lot of things that I've done. How do I put that on 2 pages? What's important when I read that job description and say, this sounds like it's something for me, and I fill out all of the right fields and I upload my resume, and how am I getting past those bots that are looking for the keywords? Do I even have the keywords on there? In talking to a lot of people over this journey that I've been going through, I've heard the same thing. It's trying to get past the recruiter. It's what's the resume look like? It's trying to find the right headhunter. It's who's the hiring manager. So in doing all of this, what I'd love over this podcast is to unpack all of that. So we're going to talk to people who are unemployed. We're going to talk to hiring managers. We're going to talk to people that just got a job and what they did to get that job. I want to uncover what they're looking for, what's important, why are these job descriptions look like they're just copy and pasted? Do they have the quote unquote Rooney rule, right? So if you're familiar with that, I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And, part of that is when they're hiring in the NFL, when you want to hire a new coach, they want you to hire and interview diversity, right? So male of African American or female, or somebody that's not your typical white male, right? That's the Rooney Rule, right? So do companies have something like that? I'm a mom, and I could pick up my kid and carry him around when he was little, but I'm not afraid to see the must be able to lift 50 pounds on a job description. But you may get somebody that is the perfect candidate, but you see that and they may not apply. Why is that still on there? Is it on there for that one time in a year that you might have to do that? Well, I could do it. I'm not afraid of it, but I know people that are and not are afraid of that. So normally you're going to get somebody to help you anyway. Even guys are going to want to try and find somebody to help you because nobody wants to get hurt. So why is that still on there? Your recruiters that companies have, and you're dealing with that phone interview. How much do they know about your company? How much do they know about the AV industry? Because I've talked to lots of recruiters now, and I've seen that some of them get it and some of them understand, and then some of them have no idea what I'm talking about. I kind of have a little bit of a niche area that I'm looking for, right? Business development. Now that can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different companies, so I'm really not going to define that. But I have a passion for education, and I have a passion for the higher education market. So that's kind of where I'm staying and where I would like to stay. I've got great networks there. I've got great friends, as I call them, there. So I want to be able to support that community, mainly because I was a teacher at one point before I got into AV. So I still want to be in that teaching area and that education area, whether that be higher ed or K-12. I still have a passion for both. But what are we doing wrong as the unemployed to be unemployed for several months? Like, we're going to try and unpack that. And I also want it to be, why a resume? Why do we have to send a resume out? Why can't we just pick up the phone and call somebody? Why can't I say to some hiring manager, have you scrolled through my LinkedIn to see the people I'm interacting with? Have you seen some of the things, what my personal brand is and how people know me? That was a complete fluke. I'm the sneaker girl, right? I wear a pair of Jordans because that's my thing is Jordans, the color of the university. So when I go to a university and I'm walking campus, I wear a pair of Jordans that match the school's colors. I try to do that as much as I can. I've been very creative at times, but that's my brand. And so people know that. And if I show up somewhere without a pair of sneakers on, they are sure to call me out. Joe Way has done that to me on Twitter, called me out that I didn't have a pair of sneakers on. That personal brand of mine is going to transcend over to a company that I'm working for, and they're going to benefit from that. So we want to unpack people's personal brands and how that's helping them here within the AV industry and helping them trying to find a job. Hopefully we can help somebody out there that says, oh, I don't have that on my resume. Or, you know what? I do know so-and-so at XYZ company. I'm going to pick up the phone and call them. And we also want it to be, don't be afraid to refer somebody, right? I have gotten so many people sending me links on LinkedIn that they see a job posting or sending me someone's name and saying, just give them a call or shoot them a text message, or calling me and saying, hey, we know we're going to have a position open. Reach out to the hiring manager. Those are the type of things that have been happening. And those are the type of things that we want you listeners that are the unemployed to be able to do. But yet we also want you as the hiring managers and the recruiters and the HR departments, when you're looking for somebody, don't just think they're going to apply, because that job application that they see on LinkedIn or on your company website, there may be something in there that is a deterrent for them. And, do we start rewriting these, right? Maybe these need to be rewritten. Maybe certain things need to be taken off. How important is a college degree? I don't use my degree. I have a degree, bachelor's of science in education. I'm not using it for the AV industry. Is it only because I can time manage thinking, or is it only because that, I've gone through, and been able to speak? And why is it there that, so important for there to be a college degree and have a bachelor's degree of some sort? What is that importance? Like, right, I want to try and find that out. And part of the reason why I want to do that too is I spoke at my son's career day, and he's in 8th grade. So I had a bunch of 8th graders in the room trying to talk to about AV. And when they heard AV, they thought AVNation. And then I brought up Taylor Swift, and they all kind of rolled their eyes at me, but it wasn't the point of Taylor Swift. It was the point of her concert and what she does, which I think is awesome AV. And Justin Timberlake's new one's coming out. It's going to be awesome AV. But some of those kids said to me, how much money can you make? And do I have to have a degree? And I live in South Florida. Yes, I live in a nice area, but my son's school is a great school. Broward County Public Schools has where you can apply and get a reassignment. And a lot of these kids, because the school is great, are on reassignment. So they may not live in a great area, or their parents may not have gone to college, or they may not afford to be able to go to college when they graduate. So some of these kids, because of social media, because of COVID, they probably know more about AI and esports and all of those Twitch and all of those things that they're doing than we do. And are we within AV, if we're trying to get the youth into AV, are we going to say, no, we're not going to talk to you, one, because you don't have a degree? Let's get past that. Let's figure out how to get past that. Let's also understand that we're all more than words on a resume. We are all people sitting, talking. We have experience. The only way you're going to understand what kind of experience we have is if you're going to have a conversation, right? Don't get it down to just paper before you get to the conversation. I know we're all busy. I know life is crazy. I know you're getting tons of applicants for different things, but it's that referral. It's that person that wants to talk to you and may not want to send in their resume because they don't want to lift 50 pounds or they can't lift 50 pounds or they're afraid to say they can't lift 50 pounds. Like, how important is that? Can we take that off of there? And then are you looking at talking to people with diversity, right? You see that name. Does it matter if that name is Jennifer? Does it matter if that name is Joe? Does it matter if that name is Bob? Does that really matter? Or does it matter what that person can do for you? The other thing too is soft skills, right? It's hard to teach soft skills. I love to talk, obviously, right? While I'm doing a podcast here, and people that know me know I want to get to know them, and I'm also a great listener. So I've learned to understand what a customer wants. I've learned to understand what people's needs are. I can learn the technical aspect. You can teach technical. I can't teach somebody to, say, how are you doing, and have passion behind that. We can't teach, reading body language. Those are things that you pick up in time, and those are things that are skills that you can over time pick up. But in a couple months, I can understand a manufacturer's product. I used to do it. I did it. So understand that you can teach the technical, and people are people. And if you can get somebody that can have a conversation and be able to talk, that's where you're going to find benefit, right? We're all more than words. We are in sales. If we're doing sales, we should be able to talk to people. But this whole thing is going to be, how important is having AV if you're looking for marketing? How important is having, an AV engineering mind if you're an audio engineer or an electrical engineer? Like, can we pull you into this crazy, awesome world of AV? And understanding from all of you hiring managers and HR and all of you companies out there that, what are you really looking for? What is it that you really want? And what can we do as the unemployed in the AV industry to get that dream job that we want, or to work at that dream company that we want to work at? We want to unpack all of that during this. So you're going to hear from all kinds of different people. Like I said, we're going to talk to the unemployed. We're going to talk to people that just got hired. We're going to talk to higher ed. We're going to talk to manufacturers. We're going to talk to integrators. We're going to talk to everybody in between. Anybody that has anything to do with some type of AV, that's where I want to focus. Heck, if you know somebody that works at a hotel that's looking for somebody to manage their AV, I want to talk to them. I want to understand what they're looking for, because we want to help people get jobs. We want to help people not be unemployed. We want to understand what we need to do. So keep in mind that this is going to kind of be all over the place. Most of us are never going to know where we or why we are not working. That is not important. I don't think that is important. It doesn't matter why we got let go or we left or what happened. What's important is that there are amazing individuals out there that are looking for jobs. And we want to understand from those hiring companies what they're looking for, so that we can get everybody out there working and loving this crazy world of AV. So thanks for listening. Tune in. And again, we are all more than words.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.